My dear students, my name is Varadaraj B, working as selection grade lecturer in Government CPC Polytechnic, Mysore. You have all joined to diploma programs. At the outset, I am welcoming you all to the diploma programs. I am going to engage the classes over course Mechanical Science and Engineering. This is Unit 1, Session 1. The topic is engineering materials and their properties. Now, before learning the engineering materials, let us learn what are all the materials, how the usage of the material started. As you know, the planet, our Earth, is only the source of all kinds of the materials. Materials means what? The anything we can notice and feel and touch, those are all called engineering materials or the materials totally. As I told you, the materials which are available on the Earth's surface, all are materials. These materials have played a dominant role in development of the human civilization. In the beginning, the origin of the human life on the Earth, that means in the Stone Age, people used only natural materials which are available on the Earth's surface freely. That means what? The materials which are available freely on the Earth's surface are all called the eh, natural materials. Examples: stone, clay, skin, and wood. Normally, these are the natural materials. These were the materials which were used by our ancestors in the beginning. Then, how the usage of this material is enhanced in accordance with the requirements of the human beings. When the people found copper and how to make it harder by alloying, the Bronze Age started about 300 BC. Very first, people found brass and they learned how to hard it. Likewise, it was started up about 300 BC. The usage of iron and steel, stronger materials that gave the advantages in wars, started about 1200 BC. That means what? Harder material. Normally, the iron was used to make the swords. That's the equipments for the war. It was started during the year 1200 BC. Likewise, the usage of the material increased according to the requirement of the human beings. See, the material science and engineering actually started during the year 1930 when the scientists have found the construction and the formation and the molecular bonding of the metals or the material. It has started during that year 1930. Okay, before learning the engineering materials, what actually, which are all the engineering works? We know the construction of the machines, construction of the engines, construction of the ships, construction of the aeroplanes, construction of the buildings, construction of the roads. See, these are all engineering works. All these works are needed some kinds of the materials. That means the engineering's work needed materials. The materials which are using in the engineering work all are called engineering materials. Vast kinds of the materials are available on the Earth's surface, even inside the Earth crust. Well, These materials, for the systematic study of these materials are broadly classified into three categories. First category is metal. The second category is non-metals. The third category of the materials are combined materials. Okay, let us learn metals. The metals are further divided into two categories. What is this? Ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Ferrous means iron. A metal, if it is consisting of the iron percentage or one of the constituents of that metal, then that metal we are calling it is a ferrous metal. It is also consisting some percentage of the carbon. I repeat, any metal which is consisting of the iron is one of its constituents and copper is also one of its constituents, then that metal we are calling it is a ferrous metal. The behavior of the ferrous metals depend upon the percentage and the form of the carbon present in them. In which form carbon is present and which percentage of the iron is there, that explains the behavior of that metal. Example for these ferrous metals are iron, steel, cast iron, high-speed steel. These are all coming under the ferrous metals. Next one is non-ferrous metal. It's quite natural. Non-ferrous metal will not consisting of any kind of the iron in it. Example for examples for these non-ferrous metals are gold, copper, silver, zinc, nickel, bronze, chromium, lead, etc. etc. As you all know, gold, copper, silver, and gold are the good conductors of electricity. What is this good conductor of the electricity? Any metal which is freely available to flow the electrons through it, that metal we are calling it a good conductor of electricity. Any metal, through any metals, electricity can easily flow. That kind of the metal we are calling it a good conductors of electricity. Normally, good conductors of electricity metals are also good conductors of heat. Silver is most malleable metal. Malleable metal means what? It can be easily polished. Gold is most ductile. Ductile means what? Its shape can be easily changed. Chromium is corrosion resistant. Corrosion resistant. Corrosion means what? Its surface will not corrosion easily. That's what chromium plating. We are learning that the chromium plating is done to avoid the corrosion. Zinc is used in the metal plating. Zinc is used in the metal plating. Brass is used to make the bushes. Why the brass is used in making the bushes? Because this is one of the harder material, metal. And nickel imports the strength and creep resistance. Okay, this is all about the non-ferrous metals. Now, let us come to this non-metals. See, non-metals are generally metallic or non-metallic oxides. Normally, we are calling these are the ceramics. The ceramics are physically separable and chemically homogeneous constituents of the materials consisting of phases are also called the ceramics. Okay, examples for the ceramics: rocks, fire clay, fire bricks, cements, ferrite, granites. See, these are all coming under the non-metals. Normally, non-metals we are calling these are all ceramics. The next category of materials are organic polymers. Organic polymers are the derivatives of the hydrocarbons. These consisting of covalent bonds formed by carbon. Covalent bond means what? How the molecules are binded together. It's a one of the types of the bonds. There are the different types of the bonds are binding the molecules together. Covalent bond is one of the bonds, carbon, chemically combined with the oxygen and hydrogen. The polymers are obtained from monomers bonded by chemical reaction. What is polymerization? Combining of one or more types of the materials together together and obtain another product. This is called the polymerization. Organic polymers are relatively inert. Inert means what? They will not react easily with the other materials and light. They are light in weight and generally have high degree of plasticity. Backlight, polyethylene, nylon, Teflon are some of the examples of these organic polymers. Next one is due to combination. Due to combination means one combining two or more materials or metals or ceramics together. We are calling these sort of the materials or composites. In general, we are calling it these are all the composites. The com the composites are normally one or two metal or materials are combined together and obtained a single product. These we are calling it are the composites. They possesses properties which are quite different from their allies, may be ferrous, non-ferrous, depending upon the base metal used. Examples, stainless steel, high-speed steel. Non-ferrous alloys include phosphor, bronze, brass, beryllium, barbite, etc. Instead of metals, alloys may also be used to make the composites. As I told you, these are the mixture or the combination of any sort of the materials together. Constituent of the composites are called reinforcing. Constituent may be in the particulate, in the form of particle, or it in the form of fiber, or it in the form of flax. Flax means what? Laminas. Okay, this is the general chart which shows how the materials are classified. As I told you, the materials are broadly classified under three groups. First one is metals, second one is non-metals, third one is combination of materials. Metals are further classified into ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Non-metals further classified into chemicals and organic polymers. Then combination of metals or materials are further classified into alloys and composites. Alloys are once again subdivided into ferrous material and non-ferrous material. Then composites, these are the composites, viscous reinforced, metal reinforced, metal ceramics, carbon reinforced rubber, ceramic polymers, polymer, cement, concrete. Okay, this is how the materials have classified broadly. Now, selection of the material for the engineering purpose. As I told you, the materials which are using in engineering works, they are the engineering materials. But all the materials cannot be used in all the engineering works. Or a single metal or material cannot be used in all the engineering works. That means what? A particular material is to be used in a particular or a definite engineering work. Okay, while selecting the materials, the properties of the material should be learned. Right. Very first, mechanical property. What is that mechanical property? Whether it's a brittle, whether it's a harder one, whether it's a ductile one. These mechanical properties have to be known. Physical property, whether it's a liquid, whether it's a solid, or it's a semi-liquid, like that, that physical property should also be known. Then chemical combination, how it forms, how it works. The chemical thing has also been known, and dimensional one. The second one is availability of the material. While selecting the material, it's a very important the material which is available freely and which is nearby and or in hand, that has to be selected, or in hand or to be ordered. Limited supplier, special storage and processing. Okay, these are all the criteria have to be taken. And then next one is economics or cost of the material. Generally, the cost of the material plays an important and vital and dominant role. Okay, everywhere the costly metal cannot be used. Everywhere a low cost metal cannot be used. According to the requirement of the engineering works and the durability. And in the meantime, the cost of the material has to be considered. The next one is environmental issues related to business. Okay, all the materials cannot be used in the engineering work. If it is inevitable condition used in the engineering work, we have to be known how that metal or material going to affect on the human society. Okay, after using that material or the metal, can it possible to recycling? And that means what? After processing, can it be used for this once again? Health hazards. As you know, nowadays, using of the plastics and the polythenes are more. Those are causing the health hazards. And then, while processing, they emit lots of poison gases. Okay, these things have to be also taken into the account. Waste disposal. As you know, after usage of any sort of the material in engineering work, one or the other day after its lifespan, it becomes the scrap. How that scrap can easily disposed, that also have to be known. And in the main criteria is we have to learn the using material is providing the safety to the engineering work or safety to the human beings. Then next one is selection procedure of materials for the engineering purpose. What the procedure has to be maintained in selection of the materials for the engineering works. Very first is one, we have to collect the data, which type of the material and which type of the metals are available and what may be its cost and what quantity of the material is available. This is the data regarding the material. Okay, in accordance with that, we have to know which type of the product will be produced in engineering work. That is, we are calling the engineering data. Compare this engineering data with the available material, and then the materials which are feasible for that engineering work, those materials have to be selected. That means what? Choose the suitable material so that it serves needed design goals with the minimum cost and minimum environmental issues. Okay, you have learned all these things. Let us have a look into the some of the multiple choice questions. Very first multiple choice question is, which of the following is the good conductor of electricity and heat? good conductors of electricity and heat. As I told you, all good conductors of electricity are good conductors of heat also. Gold, it's a good conductor of heat and electricity. Wood is not the good conductor of electricity. Rubber is not the good conductor of electricity. Plastic is not the good conductor of electricity. See, that's what the answer is number one, that's gold. Which of the following is an example for non-metals? Which of the following is an example for the metals? Okay, metals means what? The shape of that metal can be easily changed. Glass is not a metal, wood is not a metal, rubber is not a metal, and brass is only the metal. The answer is fourth one. The next question, which of the following is an example for the non-ferrous metals? Non-ferrous means what? The iron should not be present in it. Cast iron consisting of the iron. Wood is not consisting of the iron, but it is not a metal. Steel is consisting of the iron. And all three cannot become the answer. The last one is brass. Brass is not consisting of any sort of the iron in it. See, this is the non-ferrous metal. Brass is the non-ferrous metal. Which of the following is an example for the ferrous metals? Ferrous means what? It should consisting of the iron. Glass is not a metal. Wood is not a metal. Steel is a metal as well as it consisting of the iron. Brass is a metal but it's not consisting of the iron. Steel is the answer for this third question. So third answer is the answer. The next one is, which of the following is an example for the synthetic nonmetals? Synthetic nonmetals. See, while answering, we have to learn the question first. We have to understand the question first. Synthetic nonmetals. Plastic, wood, glass, brass. Wood is not the synthetic one. Glass is not the synthetic one. Brass is a metal. Then plastic is the answer for this question. The last one is, which of the following is an example for the natural materials? Natural materials means what? They have to be available freely on the earth surface or the nature. Plastic is not available on the nature. Wood is available in the nature. Steel is not readily available in the nature. Brass is available in the nature, but it is not readily available in the nature. See, for this question, answer is 2. That is wood. Okay, in this session, we have learned the introduction to the materials, classification of the materials, engineering materials, classification chart of the materials, procedure of selecting the materials. With this, I am concluding this session. Thank you.